Go.
All righty, how are you? Yeah, I'm back. I know. I don't have all the makeup on. I don't have the perfect hairdo. We're back at the Speakeasy Studios over at Mac's Pub in Staten Island. And yes, this beautiful creature right next to me is Maggie Vanderberg, otherwise known as Fog City Midge. Midge, how was your foray into Staten Island?
My foray into Staten Island was fabulous. It was also a delight to get to guest host here at Liquid Lunch yesterday.
My God. I know, everyone was yelling, howling for your return, so I begged you to do a few minutes with me, but Midge is going to fly off again.
Back to the West Coast, to California.
You know what they say, Midge, if you love something, set it free. If it comes back, it truly loves you. If it does not, it never did. So hopefully you'll be back soon. But
I think I will. Staten Island really impressed me.
Okay.
I had no idea what I was missing. Cannot believe that I lived in Manhattan and never made it over this way onto the island. It's amazing over here. It's a different world.
Generalizing the whole borough as impressing you, so I guess I did nothing in that area in the last couple days. I tried my best, but I gave her one real Staten Island bagel, and it was over. She's now trying to propose to Mikey Bagels. No, Midge, before you go, I know you're flying out, but I have come under some intense scrutiny the last few days. Luckily for me, I've been with Newsmax for 4 years. I filled in for my buddy John Bachman on Tuesday. And the network, I guess, getting some pressure maybe from some threatened lawsuits or whatever. The network wanted all the anchors to read this statement. Was this yours?
It's mine.
Oh, okay, good.
Sorry about that.
They wanted to read this statement that Newsmax itself had not any evidence in their hands of voter interference and electoral fraud. And, I'm working for the man, obviously. I have my own personal opinions, but, when you work for a corporate company, you don't know what goes on higher and higher than you, and you have to make a decision right there on the spot, like, okay, do I quit? Or do I refuse? And I understand. I almost feel like if they don't do smart things like that, even though it sucks in the short term, if they get hit with some $200 million lawsuit from the supporters of Dominion, whoever they may be, then Newsmax may not exist anymore. So sometimes you got to play the game a little bit, I think. I know you feel a little different.
Yeah, I mean, there's playing the game, but it's unfortunate to see Newsmax take that angle. And obviously, you're just reading what they have to make sure all of their hosts read every single hour. And what's crazy is your video went viral, but they had every single host read that same disclaimer. So it was really funny to see, like, after the show, why is John Tabacco trending on Twitter? And then all of a sudden we look into it, and this video is just blowing up.
Right. Somebody said, JT, you're trending on Twitter. I'm like, what? What does that mean? Like, holy mackerel, you're number 9. Like, what is that?
But everybody else said the same thing. But for whatever reason, they latched onto your clip of that disclaimer.
Well, many people were saying that Newsmax hired like some shill, like, because I was filling in for Bachman. They were saying, like, oh, they just hired some guy with a fake name, Johnny Tabacco, to come in and read it so that the network didn't have to take some heat. But I knew what I was doing, and I completely understand the corporate position on it. And I would just encourage anyone out there that thinks they have real empirical proof, evidence, that there was technological voter fraud, bring it forward. Let me bring it to Newsmax. I'm sure they'd love to have it.
Yeah. Well, I think people, it's wild, but if you watch a lot of the stuff that we've been covering the last couple weeks, on, for example, War Room and some of these other alternative networks, you can tune in and see more about that.
All right. Well, you stay tuned right there. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back with Woman Wednesday regulars. Zen Sam's will be here right after this. Thank you, Mitch.